The atmosphere really decomposing? Scientists still can't find the hole they've been blaming for, which cause of global warming. Yes, the oceans are warming, but not because of the atmosphere, but because of the core. It's getting hotter and hotter, and maybe in decades it will get so hot it will stop working. Why, when, how, you ask? The truth is, let's think of the ocean as the radiator. Ocean winds as the radiator fans, Earth as the engine body, the core as the pistons, and the oil that we keep on draining from Earth as the lubricant found inside the engine. Now let's do a little experiment. Take out oil out of your engine little by little, and it will eventually break down because it's not being lubricated. The pistons can't function as properly as they would. 50 to 100 years from now, we will have used most of the oil in the world, which keeps our core lubricated. The core will get hotter and hotter, eventually evaporating the oceans, until we eventually become Mars. Oil corporations want to keep feeding you the atmosphere theory through media and their scientists. And in response, they still can't find Earth's shield weakening or any holes, as a matter of fact. In the future, we will spend more time and money injecting the Earth with supplements to oil. Our children have a great mission in their hands. And thanks to the dinosaurs, we live in an environment where it's not too hot nor too cold. We all know that oil comes from dead dinosaurs. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be living in such a comfortable environment. We would be living just like they were living in a hot planet called Earth. Thanks to their fossil fuels that they're giving us, we are living in a nice and comfortable environment. But as we progress, we will use all of it out to the point where we'll become the prehistoric era ourselves. I have tried to explain this to many people. You could get anything you want just by learning how to jinx yourself for the good. Say you want to become like an architect. Just say, I'll never become an architect in my life. You say it because your words will jinx you. Life, I call it life. Some people call it karma. Life likes to mess with you. It will do the opposite of what you want. If you tell life you want this, it'll give you the opposite. That's why you got to tell it the opposite so it could give you what you want. Just learn how to control your jinxing and you could rule the world. You could even become rich. You'll get anything you want as long as you learn how to control jinxing. With your mouth, you could bring many things to your world. Just learn how to jinx yourself for the good, and the good things will happen. How to fix the economy. I was flying over Texas last year, and I seen a lot of empty land. Alright. Tell the government to build a bunch of roads on that land, and just have the army come in and build a bunch of roads in little spaces where one house could be built, and give each citizen just a tiny piece of land where they can build a small house and call it their own. Now you start off with the rich and the soldiers, because we all know that rich parents will help their rich kids build their own little house in the middle of nowhere. You're gonna create new cities, you create new jobs, you'll create a bunch of new, and you'll strengthen the infrastructure of the United States also. You will just, as long as you give, you will get back. Just remember that, government. I don't know if you ever heard this phrase, everything happens in twos. Well, it does. When it happens more than twice, it usually just tends to stop at 3. But if it happens more than 3 times, it will keep on going and going. Sometimes it's impossible to stop it. That's why wars have been happening to build economies and building. That's why empires will collapse, because everything has happened before and will keep on happening again and again and again until you put a stop to that. If you could put a stop to it, but it's super difficult once it happens more than twice or 3 times. Everyday life, you will see it happen. And you'll hit your arm and you'll hit it again. You'll trip and you'll trip again. When you do something, make sure it happens twice, because if not, you'll be messing with space and time, and everything will mess up and something else will happen instead of what really was supposed to happen. How do we get such a heavy equipment to become lighter than air? Trust, speed. We still can't find a flying car in your nearest dealership. Why? Because they're too expensive to make. Yes, the government has already invented it, but it's too big, too much work. I have come up with a solution to this problem. Why not create an add-on to a bike that you could store in your garage and just attach it to your bike anytime during the day? If you want to go flying during the afternoon, strap it on and take off. It's light. It's about 200, 300 pounds. You'll be able to make it to the sky. Let us new cowboys of this new era take it up to the sky, just like the cowboys from the 1800s, 1700s did. Let us conquer the sky and give us an opportunity to show that we can. If you don't believe me, just YouTube incredible flying motorbike. As we all know, golf is not a sport. Video games, on the other hand, we will consider them a sport in the future. When we get contacted with another intelligent species, race, or whatever, the only sophisticated way for us to be able to become friends with them is by video games. You don't have to use your arms, you don't have to use all you're gonna have to use is your thumbs and your fingers. And even by that time, we might even be using our brains to communicate. If the government is trying to big brother us now, what makes you think another intelligent species hasn't already big brother us already? Every time you look into a mirror, just think, is there somebody else watching me? Somebody else not from this world? Because if we are able to put cameras inside mirrors, what makes you think they haven't already done it for centuries? Facebook. It's like snitching for Big Brother, but undercover. Let us put a little bit of our daily routines online so the whole world can see. And you know Big Brother's gonna be watching. You know Big Brother wants to know everybody's life. Just remember, there's two choices that we as humans make. And you could all find it in Moore's Law. The good or the bad. We study animals. We want to know their behaviors. We want to know their everything. What makes you think we're not a zoo for an intergalactic species where they're controlling us? They're seeing how we behave. They're understanding how we act and everything. And behind it all, we are being watched through your house mirror. Have a good day and smile to the cameras. If you would like to donate to our contribution, you could donate by PayPal at heytito28@yahoo.com. Only donations will be accepted. Thank you for watching.